So, good morning and welcome today on a reflection and I thought a little meditation on impermanence. And before we begin a meditation, we'll be looking at a couple of very short teachings and reflections to wonder about impermanence that, oh my God, it's true. Hmm? Because when it comes home, it gives us like a shock, although we are living with that all the time. So we'll watch something so that we have something to reflect upon when we meditate upon it. So here I was able to manage to find this little short video on water cycle. All of us must have gone through this when we were kids, and somehow it appears like, are we blind? Things are changing all the time. Then why do we get so disappointed when things change in our lives, when things are not the way we would like to? So let's just uh, look at how matter works, how things on earth work, and things are changing every time.
Surface is covered in water, and it's essential in sustaining all life forms on Earth. The constant flow of H2O through different states and throughout the world is a good reminder of an idea so important to mindfulness: impermanence. That is, that everything is changing in our minds, our bodies, and the world around us. Sunlight, glistening on the ocean waves, warms the surface of the salty water and infuses energy into its H2O molecules. They vibrate more quickly, giving them the impetus to escape the pull of the liquid phase and allowing them to become a water vapor, drifting upward. Meanwhile, sunlight on the snow-capped mountains warms the snow crystals, and the icy H2O molecules escape the solid phase of water and also rise as a gas into the sky to join the water vapor coming from the ocean. These invisible water molecules, warmed by the sun, continue to rise until chilled by the coolness of the upper atmosphere. There, the invisible vapors condense onto tiny dust particles, becoming now visible clouds. When the conditions are right, these clouds, dense with water, begin to release fresh water as rain onto the plains, the prairies, the forests, and the lakes in spring, summer, and autumn. Or as snow onto the tops of mountains, onto the glaciers, fields, and farms in winter. Or as sleet or hail, or any of the varied water phases during any of our varied seasons. The water from rain or from melting ice, snow, sleet, and hail either evaporates and rises skyward, or soaks into the earth and finds its way to underground aquifers, or runs off into creeks, brooks, streams, and rivers, which ultimately flow back into the ocean. There they once again glisten as they crash against the beach once more. So today, as you drink a glass of water, consider the constant change it flows through, and let that be a comfort as you meet any unexpected changes within your day.
So, in Buddhist texts and teachings, impermanence is a very uh, common concept, and first of very foundational aspects that they discuss and think about, because that which gives me so much of disappointment is because I feel that why are things not the way I would like them to be? And why are they not so rigid, tight, like my mind is thinking like this, they should be like this. And when we see that in the nature or throughout all around, things are just changing all the moment, all the time. And I can't be defying that law. It's a law, law of impermanence. And thank God that it is there, because that is why bad times also pass and good times also have to pass. And then also, I think the next thing that we wonder about is about people, that we cannot have people as our ground, because they too are changing all the time. I can't trust people, and this is a very common thing for our disappointment, that we think that, oh, the person I trusted the most disappointed me, or betrayed, or whatever. But that can't be expected. How can you expect a water molecule to just remain in the state of water all the time? It will evaporate, it will become snow or hail or whatever, and it will change. Same for our thoughts and feelings. If we see that what they were a few minutes ago, now they are changed. So, why do I have to make things, or try to make things into so fixed and rigid a pattern, and bang my head on the wall so that it remains like that? It cannot. It cannot. So in Buddhist parlance, we see again and again they discuss and reflect upon impermanence of things, which is very comforting, as he was sharing in the video, that it's very comforting in nature, that wow, things are changing. Today I have a healthy body, relatively healthy, that I can listen to the teachings, I can reflect, I can sit and meditate. Tomorrow that may not be the case. So can I make use of it today? And they also have this, they make a lot of good mandalas in Buddhism. They, over months and months, they are making mandalas with this powder, whatever, rice powder, or what the different colors, dry colors, and then to uh, put forward the context of impermanence. After they have made it, like months and months of preparation, they blow it away. They kind of, fukomaro it and gone, in one. So it's very interesting to reflect upon it, that it's true. Things are impermanent. And when we come to terms with it, when we embrace the fact that yes, they are, then I am okay with the ups and downs of life. Then the challenges can come and go, because I know that anyway they can't be expected to remain the same all the time. Let's hear two more teachings, very short teachings, and then we can take reflections and do some meditation. So this is Pema Chodron talking about a kind of a groundlessness, that yes, there is no ground, and how to be okay with that.
The point that nothing is fixed like that, and he comes up with philosophical reasonings why they can't be, but without going into those reasonings right now, the main point is you and I, it's just very natural for us and instinctive almost for us at the knee-jerk level that we want something solid to hold on to. We would like to believe that there is something that is independent, that is permanent, that we can grasp onto and we can always depend on it. Like, all this messiness of life is going on, but there's something that we can rely on that isn't like that, that is free from that. But the Buddhist teachings actually say there is nothing solid and graspable and reliable in that sense, that the sense of inner strength and compassion and flexibility and openness of mind and heart comes from becoming more comfortable with groundlessness, becoming more comfortable with the fact that that people and things are always shifting and changing, that is the nature of reality, and rather than that being bad news and unsettling, it actually frees us up to see each moment as unique and fresh and each personal encounter as happening for the first time. Even in family dynamics where we could keep a notebook and say, this is not happening for the first time, this is actually happening for the, let's see, 2,000,000th, 17th time. Oh, make that 2,018th. And because it's such a fixed pattern that with this particular sibling or this particular parent or something, it just always happens. But these teachings say, no, they aren't fixed that way and you aren't fixed that way. The patterns continue because you keep doing them. But the whole thing could start to unwind and go in the opposite direction. But it does mean practicing with fearlessness, coming to know the nature of the fear, coming to know the nature of the pain, which means staying present with the restlessness of the energy and the rawness of the energy, rather than just always saying or doing the habitual thing.
Now we'll listen to one more by Mingyur Rinpoche.
Ashidele. Now I would like to say a little bit about the second thought, which is turn the mind. First thought, which is the practice of precious human life. That was very good. But you may have sometimes, for some people, there's a little bit misunderstood because they may think, okay, now my life is good. I'm my precious life. Who cares? No. And it may cause for arrogance if you not really understand the meaning of precious life. You may have misunderstand, and that misunderstanding cause pride and arrogance. So to have balance, now next is impermanence. So the second thought is impermanence. The impermanence is very, very important because normally what we perceive, what things are, cannot match. So what we perceive, everything is permanent, lasts long, stable. Our mind is so tight, so fixed. But the object is impermanent. It's changing. It depends on many cause conditions. So these two not match. What you perceive, what things are, cannot match. It's contradiction. So there always you have problem. Boom, boom. Oh, it's not such good as what I expected. That's why you have disappointment, heartbreak. Oh, beach is good, but sun is too strong. Or water is a little cold. I try something different. Maybe go to nightclub, dance. Oh, it's good, but not good friend. Or I make business miss. Oh, whoa. Oh, again, become rich is good, but still I'm unhappy. I should be famous. Then you try to produce. If you have fame, but still you feel not satisfied. It's always but. It's always feel of insecure. There's always feeling of not complete. There's feeling of loneliness. Why? You are not really understand nature of reality. What you perceive, what things are, doesn't match. So if you really understand the nature of reality, and this is what we're talking about, nature of relative reality, it's changing. The ultimate reality is beyond of concept. And that we will discuss later, maybe. I think I hope you will know later. But the relative reality is impermanence. It's changing. So if you accept this, then you will be more happy. Then you can, what things are, what you perceive, what things are, completely merge. And that causes you to a sense of relief, freedom, wisdom, develop wisdom to understand knowledge, and you have more confidence, and there's develop more happiness, and then it will eliminate the fixational mind, the tightness, the mind of not really understanding nature of reality, which is grasping. Actually, that produces problem, Then you understand your life is impermanence. And that sense of you, for the Dharma, that's very good for sense of looking for further practice, further opportunity, sense of wanting to be free from problem, suffering of samsara. Yeah. Thank you.
If there are any reflections we can take. Good to see you, Binaji, after a long time.
Same years.
Yeah.
No, it was good too. Good as a reminder that nothing is permanent. The highs and the lows.
I think it causes us so much of disappointment again and again, because if we don't take this pause to reflect upon it,
Yes.
that it is true. What was I expecting, from any particular situation, person, my own life? And as he was talking about grasping, I think that is so like a part of our nature, grasping. We try to grasp on people that you should not change and remain as you are, and you know some aspect of life and situations we want them not to change and grasp on them and try to make them our ground, which they cannot be. Which they cannot be. So when we come to terms with it, like in Hindi, they have these three aspects of Shravan, Manan, and Nididhyasan. First you hear about these scriptural teachings or things that are true, then you do a contemplation on them, and then only you can stabilize your mind on them. So what happens, I feel, with us is that for a long time we hear about these things, but we don't take time to contemplate. Life is running for us in a fast pace and we just run along with that. And life experiences kind of come at us in such a way that we are forced to contemplate on it.
Right.
And then after contemplation, if it's a true contemplation and I've thought about it and reflected over it in a true manner, then they say to stabilize your mind on that understanding that you have gained in that contemplation. So like this is a short contemplation that we did right now, and now in meditation that we'll do, following after this, we can stabilize on our mind on the aspect that yes, things are changing. Nothing is impermanent, including this material self that is there in front. People around me, I can't trust them, they will keep changing. Situations, things that bring me so much of pleasure and delight today, they may not remain the same tomorrow. That's true. And when we meditate now on that, then I think it kind of trickles in the body, trickles in the being, and maybe becomes a little bit of part of my life. And as he was sharing, then we can actually appreciate life even better, not wanting to remain in the past or future to come, because we know that there's nothing that we can expect. And when we continue to procrastinate a lot of things which we think that are good for me, but we are procrastinating, I think there also it feels that no, today I can do it. Tomorrow I don't know whether I'll be able to wake up and do some meditation or stabilize my mind, but right now I am in a bodily state where I can do it. So there also I think this thought of impermanence pushes me to be disciplined into whatever little practice.
That's good.
So
Hmm.
let's take 10 minutes of a time and just stay with this
Yes.
understanding of impermanence.
Yes.
Yeah. Also seeing that our thoughts are fleeting, feelings too are fleeting. Things that used to worry us some time ago now are not worrying us anymore. And things that we may be concerned about right now, they too shall change. Coming to the fact that yes, I cannot trust anything in my life to be permanent. Sinking or stabilizing into that understanding for good. Coming totally to the present moment. And embracing the fact allowing this impermanence to be, not resisting it. And thank God for the impermanence, that things can change and the negative things and bad things, they too pass. Becoming comfortable with the groundlessness. And enjoying the free fall. In other words, to say that I am my own ground. There is no other ground. Taking delight in things as they come to me for as long as they want to come to me, and letting it go as they leave. Thanking them for whatever time they stay, and then allowing them to leave, let go. totally stabilizing myself in this understanding, reminding myself time and again and enjoying each and every moment with gratitude as it comes in my life. Grounding in groundlessness. And sharing this understanding and clarity with all the sentient beings, sending out a prayer. May all the sentient beings near and far may we all be able to gather the strength to, with understanding, ground ourselves in this groundlessness. And may we be able to embrace it fully and gather strength through that. And face each and every challenge of life, understanding, knowing that yes, things are fleeting every moment. There is nothing I can grasp onto. What a relief. I don't have to hold tight my fists because there is nothing to hold on to. I can relax. Yes, so I see that two more of us have joined. We were about to wind up, so we watched a couple of teachings on impermanence, a little bit of reflection over that, and then we shortly did a meditation on impermanence, stabilizing ourselves in that understanding. So, anything anybody wants to share before we close? Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, while we were meditating, I saw there was a different kind of calm that I experienced while, looking at all the positives and all the difficulties, challenging times. I mean, just being consistent uh, at the mind level and emotion level. And then at one point, I felt, there's one thing permanent is when I'm at the feet of the divine. It's just absolute calm and that joy and happiness is permanent if you can be there at all times. So that was a very beautiful feeling. I'm very glad I could I joined today.
Beautiful, beautiful. Actually, Mother says that this time there was a message released, I don't know when, where Mother says that in somewhere in agenda that what men need today in these uncertain times is ultimate security. She talks about security. And then I wondered, why is Mother using the word security? Maybe it is sincerity. But no, then I found out that it is security. What men need today most is security. And then why? Because Mother says that the divine or Sri Aurobindo avatar, he is the avatar of security.
Oh, okay.
So what you said, completely. And for that matter, any divine that we resonate
Yes,
with.
yes. No, but I saw myself at the feet of Mother and Sri Aurobindo.
Yes. So there we have ultimate security, that is our ultimate ground, which can never be taken away from us. Rest
Absolutely.
everything will change and has to change. That is the nature of
Yes,
things. So we have ultimate grounding in the divine. Yes.
in the divine. Yes.
Yes. Anything more? Anyone? So all right then. I'm sorry that we had some late joinees. I already played. I'll share the teachings with Nandini and Umaji later on also. That we can watch it on our own. Just reiterating for ourselves that yes, there is impermanence of things. We cannot trust people. We cannot trust life situations. They will change. There will be betrayals. We may have done very good for somebody else. The person may not be able to return back whatever good we may have done. And that is part of our life. Let us take it, embrace it fully, and let it go. There is nothing that we can hold on to. And as Beenaji said, that the only thing where we have the ultimate ground or security, in other words, we can say that in divine we have the ultimate ground and security. That will never fail us. So let us use this opportunity when we have a relatively functional human body, an intellect that is working. We can put our concentration on Mother Sri Aurobindo. If we have the capacity, let us all the time, as much as possible, make them our ground rather than trying to find false grounds and then getting disappointed in the outer material existence, including persons, situations, and everything. So praying that for everyone, may we all find our ground within the divine and within ourselves. May we all have the solidity and rootedness in the divine. So thank you everyone
Thank
and
you. Thank
have a
you.
good Sunday. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay.